EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First down, it's Darnold. Going underneath for Crowell. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Cleveland Brown, Isaiah Crowell, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
First carry for Frank Gore, the newest and oldest Dolphin. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, here's Crowell. He finds an opening past the 40. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Isaiah Crowell. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Myers now to kick it away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on,
he'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Leonard Williams with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Going deep here for Stills. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play there for Miami. 44 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, Drake. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Parker unable to get that one. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Oh, some strong running. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Darnold from the gun. Got an open man. It's a noon one. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that?
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green, 30.
Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that
Green,
first.
39. Green, 39.
A first down throw, Darnold. This is Crowell in the catch. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Isaiah Crowell with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Here's Myers now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now here come the Dolphins. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Tannehill now to throw. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tannehill. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Darnold. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. After the interception, here's Tannehill. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Trumaine Johnson. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Oh, he knocks him over, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from it.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete. Quincy Enunwa with the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Good footwork at the 30. And he hits Herndon over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. First target, first catch, and a first down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Darnold eluding the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. Keeps himself upright. Herndon's got it complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. and Myers able to knock it through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll start the drive with Drake. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. The Dolphins moving with a sense of urgency here.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Now Tannehill stepping up. He's going to keep it. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, a 22. Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. The Vikings opening their lead up to 2 touchdowns now. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Well, the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here comes Grant on the return. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Elsewhere, a score update from New Orleans. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Drake will start the drive to the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now, is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darren Lee picks it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. He's going to fire one deep. Middle of it's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Dolphins getting set to go here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Williams able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. So after the sack of Tannehill, the Dolphins come up here on a 3rd and long. Now it's Tannehill. And it's caught by Parker. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Tannehill on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right, and it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, 20.
To throw is Tannehill. He goes underneath the Drake. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down. Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Hey, 20.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. He's going to air it out deep for Emmett. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And give him a gain of 37.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
On first and goal, Drake. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's Tannehill. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on third and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Steps away to his left. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
They're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Gun! All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
A play fake, and it's Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Give him 30 yards there.
Sometimes it seems like a tough world out there. Many thought Sam Darnold would go number 1 overall to the Browns, and he fell to number 3 to the New York Jets. I think he fell to a great situation. He gets to go to New York with a rebuilding team, take over the job right then and there. And while many were expecting Broadway Baker Mayfield, instead, they got sudden Sam Darnold, and I think the Jets fans are going to be very happy to have him.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here's Sims on the run. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hot!
Here's Crowell. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, Don?
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Tannehill going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play here for the Dolphins on 3rd. 41 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
20.
Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. He dumps it off to Drake. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Again, Tannehill. Being chased out left. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off. not accurate, except if you're playing on defense, because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Tannehill. Forced out to his left. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. And he moved left there, Charles. Little danger play. He didn't throw toward that left side, went over the middle. Got the 6, though.
Yeah, he seems like the type of guy that when you told him as a kid, don't touch the stove because it might be hot, he touched it anyway. And this one, he got away without getting burned.
Andre Roberts now to return it. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaking up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Jets on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Detroit! Detroit! Over!
Darnold from the gun. Letting one go deep for Roberts. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And they're going to get this all the way inside the Miami 15. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down. 55 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
They'll run with a second-year man from Louisiana, Elijah McGuire. Now he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Trenton Cannon with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Counter play, Drake, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Tannehill. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Jordan Jenkins in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So after the sack of Tannehill, the Dolphins come up here on a 3rd and long.
Hey, 20.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Flushed out right. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will get them one closer. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Roberts on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Jets, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week. 0-2, and they'll be at home for